All right, so let's talk about levitation once again. All right, now levitation occurs when you open your heart. All right, and it's like your heart has to be opened to such a degree that your consciousness is basically become one with pure energy. All right, and so through the whole process of meditation, you'll experience um, like a slight opening of your heart as you're focused on your center point and bringing energies back into yourself. So let's say you're going through some turmoil. That's actually a great opportunity for you to take advantage of this meditation practice so that you can achieve, kind of like, I guess, a spiritual phenomena, I should say, because as you experience levitation, you're also going to be experiencing psychic visuals and visions. Um, and that it's because it's all side effects, you know what I mean, that are coming from the meditation. And your heart opening is the main key. Without that, you'll never experience it. So you'll experience like a slight opening of the heart. And then at some point during your meditation, you will have allowed yourself to fully engage and observe and just experience and become one with that pleasant feel in your chest, right in here, boom. And so it's not like literally over your heart, it's right in the heart chakra space. And it's really a lot easier than you would actually imagine to experience this. So if you have like sexual desires, the turmoil, any of that stuff, what you're gonna want to do is get tuned in to the energy that's coming from it, and then follow it back, or just reverse that flow of energy. You know what I mean? It's like you're doing it all yourself. Nobody else can do this for you. So you tap in and you feel that energy, from the emotional state or the turmoil, and you boom, reverse it back in. And you want to be in a comfortable position. You could be like laying down on your back, or you could be seated up. You can even be standing. But the easiest and I guess the best way to start out is seated. And so you just become one with that heart opening, and it will open to a certain point where you just feel like weightless energy, like this ascension energy, just flying up from your heart, and you'll be like, and you'll lift from your heart. And so that's kind of, the main thing I wanted to get across to everybody. But I definitely want to take some time in this video to talk about meditating to get to this point. So once you're here, let's just start off like this. You get into your seated position, you're sitting down, you got your eyes closed, you're tuned in, and you bring your energetic eyes, like basically you got a soul right here, and your physical body needs to go to sleep. It needs to be comfortable, and it needs to go to sleep, and you do not need to like focus on your breath or anything like that, right? Do not focus on your breath. As a matter of fact, don't focus on pretty much anything you've ever heard about any other meditation, unless it's very similar or identical to how to do this. So the easiest way possible to achieve the state of mind so that your heart can open fully is by outlining yourself with your energy, with your mind. So it's basically as if you were looking and just tracing your body with your eyes, just like looking. You go down one side of your arm, you go up the other, you go down, round, same thing. When you're coming up here, you come boom, you go around, and you just keep going the same direction. It literally doesn't matter which direction you start off doing. And that is the simplest and easiest way to get there. You just sit back and you do that, and it takes time to get your heart basically to not worry about anything. And that's the main reason that people aren't levitating right now, and for a lot of other reasons, that people are going through different stuff in their life and they're kind of held down in this lower stage of consciousness. So you can trace yourself over and over again, and eventually you'll feel your heart opening. Boom. And then you dive into that and you just become one with it, and just sit there with it. It has to become to where it's like effortless, whatever, to where there's no effort involved. Like you're just at peace. It's natural for you to sit there like that with this going on in your heart. And eventually your heart's going to forget 100% about everything that you got going on in the world, or at least like you have tricked your heart into not knowing the physical world, forgetting that the physical world existed. And that's why it's so important to be able to get all the way into sleep. And your mind is conscious and your body's in a posture, to where you're not going to go to sleep. And for you to go out of body, it's very similar state that you want to reach. And I could talk about that in a different video, but this one is for levitation. And you want to get your heart open by, just staying with the energy. All right, and that's the easiest way to do it. And another way would be like using your energetic eyes, turning them in to a single point, right beyond your face, and then bringing that energy in and sitting with it. And when you tune in and you get your eyes together, like you can go bounce back and forth with your physical eyes, but then do it with your energetic eyes. And when you feel that point inside your mind, the energy, the sensations, the pressure, boom, open up or whatever, you start experiencing it, then you can dive in deeper into that and actually find the exact point where the energy is actually coming through from within, and it's bringing that sensation to the surface. All right, you can do that. And the other way, like I guess you could do that in the meditation if tracing yourself over and over again just isn't working for you for whatever reason. You can do that, but you're gonna have to sit with it even longer. So if you start off one way, just stay doing it. All right, and you're gonna have to do it for a couple of days. For me, the first time I experienced levitation, it was like after 8 days of practicing the meditation. And yeah, so it doesn't take that long if you're doing it right and you got the right state of mind. But the other way is to turn everything inward. And that's when you focus on like the energies, the emotions, the thoughts, anything that pop up. And you basically just feel that energy, where it's coming from. And you turn around and you follow it. You can loop that energy back, or you can just kind of reverse it. And it's almost like you're walking backward with it, but you walk to find that point of origin. You can do it with your lust. You can do it with your anger. You can do it with anything. And as long as you get to a place where you're like alone and you can have peace and quiet and no distractions, um, those tranquil or those the hectic, chaotic moments will actually bring you a ton of extra energy because all of that's coming from within. The things that are disturbing you, the reason why you're disturbed and going through your emotional process is simply because there's things within you that are coming up. Turn it back inward. Protect your center. Keep doing that and you'll feel your heart opening. Boom. And then eventually you will have kept your heart quiet enough for long enough so that you achieve levitation, and it's spontaneous. It's a side effect. You will see visions. um, you can make it to heaven, you make it to higher dimensions that way, and I honestly feel like that's why we actually levitate in meditation when we're seeing the heavenly realms. All right. And you end up charging yourself. Is there anything else I should let you guys know? So once you can do it, sit it down. It makes it much easier to do while you're standing or while you're laying down. So I would always advise that people try it sitting at first. And really, the whole levitation thing is a side effect. It's not really the main achievement out of the meditation practices, the way I explained it. Okay, so levitation kind of happens at an early stage, and that's a symptom or a sign of letting you know that you're doing your practice right. All right, now, and we got these amazing souls. You can actually tune in, I guess. All right, here goes another flyway, and it might be the quickest way to actually achieve levitation, but it's taboo for so many because they got so many perspectives and their own beliefs internally. All right, but you want to tap into God. All right, God or the Holy Spirit, your soul, the ghost inside. You want to tap into that and get connected with that and just sit with it wherever it may be in your body. Just sit with it until it opens your heart. And that usually works really fast. Like, yeah, it just for some reason just pushes all the BS out the way. Your heart will let everything go, because it's holding a ton of memory. And when you're bringing your memory straight to soul, or God, whatever you want to call it, and my personal belief is because, like, no matter how strong it is inside, you still have to, like, show respect outside, and show love. And if you do that towards a greater spirit, then once you do start experiencing levitation, like, it's easy to snap yourself out of it. But once you snap yourself out of it, like let's say you're just meditating and your heart opens and you're feeling the energy flying up and you're like seeing angels and heavenly realms, and you realize, like, I do have a physical body. Like, what's going on with my body? You know what I mean? Like, you just get that boom moment. You can snap yourself out of it, but then you will still be off of the ground in your physical form. And you can, if you just sit there, you're naturally just going to set yourself down calmly and gently. All right. But if you want to get down faster, just yank yourself down, pull gravity, just down. Like, make yourself feel heavy like a ton of bricks. Boom. And you can, fall down faster. Yeah, oh yeah. And as you're doing this meditation, in any of the ways that I described, you will begin to experience a lot of energy. And if, like, you start to get headaches because of the energy, pull it all the way down into your lower abdomen, like your lower dantian. You don't want to be at your root chakra, but you don't want to be all the way up to like your belly button. You want to be a little bit under there, like in between that, in that zone. Pull that energy down there and sit with it, and make sure you put skin to earth, so that you can ground yourself. But that will get rid of your headaches. And you're going to experience like a lot of moments where the energy just hits you and it's kind of overwhelming, and you just feel pulsing like boom, 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 within your being. And you won't like physically be shaking or feeling all this physically, like it's not happening to your skin and everything, but it's happening inside. And honestly, if somebody is around you and stuff, and like you've been doing these meditations or whatever, you can, and you get a moment where that happens, you can have them put their hand above your crown or touch your head, and they will literally be able to feel that energy. You know what I mean? Like it's just, and it will touch them too. Not to say it will, really affect them a lot, but it may help. People will be like, okay, something's actually going on here, and you actually are feeling that energy. But that's the key to that, is to bring that energy. You just click and pull it with your consciousness down to that area. And so that's going to help you. And for this meditation, like the end result is truly immortality, to where you make yourself an immortal body, which you already literally have. It's smoky, it's ghostly, you're like a shadow being. That's the true nature of what you are right now. And I don't even know to the fullest extent what the immortal body has to offer, because I haven't reached immortality yet, in that sense. But for bending the wind, for moving rocks and all this stuff, you have to exercise and practice with the world around you. And you gotta, treat things well, like with dignity, almost like it's your family or your friend, or like if you're working with plants out in the woods. It's like these are the celebrities that I've been waiting for to hang out with me, or this grand teacher, like the people who get me. Like you treat them like that, all right? And treat the weather like that and everything like that, and it becomes way more interactive. So yeah, this is a little video right here for everybody out there in the world and on YouTube. And I hope you guys bless me with a like and a subscribe and some comments. I'm not charging no money for this information, because love claims all, but love don't really, force you to compensate it for its love. You know what I mean? So this information, I'm giving it out for free out of love. Bless y'all. And hopefully a lot of you, can elevate and levitate and reach the state of consciousness and self-fulfillment that you're seeking. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one.